Hello and welcome to another Yoga with Michelle. Today we are going to do a dosha balancing flow. So our doshas are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, and they come from Ayurveda, which is a sister science of yoga. And Ayurveda just means the knowledge of life. So we have these three elements in our body. They are physical, emotional, spiritual, mental. And when they get out of balance, it can really throw us off. So especially when something like what we're dealing with right now is going on, it's very easy for spiritual, emotional, physical health to kind of get out of whack, especially when we're stuck inside. And so everyone has one, two, or three of these doshas. So Vata is number one, and when it is balanced, it can help reduce anxiety and stress. Pitta is a releasing when it is in balance, and Kapha is a moving. So you have more of this moving element. And when they are out of balance, it can, again, throw us off. We can be more emotional, we can be more stressed out. And so today we're just going to do a gentle flow to really help balance those doshas in our mind, body, soul, and spirit. I have set up my plants just to brighten up the room a little bit. I have a candle, I have a sign that says be calm. So you grab whatever you need to try to find a calming, peaceful, relaxing state, and we'll go ahead and get started seated on our mats. So I'm going to begin seated with feet together, knees wide in Vata Konasana. So we're going to actually scoot the feet pretty wide, move the flesh away from the sits bones, and sit up nice and tall. Just breathe deeply here, roll the shoulders up and down the back. And as we're sitting here in this gentle hip opener, we're going to stretch out the neck as well. So placing one fingertip to the mat, and then just take your head to the opposite side, really feeling that neck stretch. You can walk the fingertips out a little bit more. Grounding here and then gazing down toward that armpit. And back up to the center. And then we'll switch to the other side. So other hand walks out. And try not to walk your torso with that hand. Try to keep your torso upright. Then take your head over to the side. Just breathing. Creating plenty of space. Then gazing down toward that armpit. Walk the fingertips out a little bit more. The side and center. And then from here again, we're going to keep our legs as they are. Just do a simple spine twist. So bring one hand behind you, sit up tall, opposite hand to opposite knee. If this is not accessible, you can just bring your hand to the middle. Inhale, sit up, and as you exhale, twisting from the belly, pull that belly in. Breathe in, breathe out, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale through center, exhale through that other side. Inhale, sit up tall, exhale, twist, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, coming back through center. So we're going to make our way into our tabletop position. Coming into some cat-cows, just gentle cat-cow. Inhale, exhale, round. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, nice and slow, and exhale. So inhale, come back through center. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So for here, try just to find your stillness, really plugging the palms into the mat. Heels are melting down, hips lift high. You can bend your knees a little or relax. Deep breath in as you exhale, gaze to the top of the mat. Walk, step, or float, forward fold. And inhale, slowly begin to roll up, one vertebra at a time, shoulders and head come up last, mountain pose. So standing up tall here, belly in, tailbone is relaxed. Shrug the shoulders up and away from the ears. Crown of the head reaches tall as you inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, dive forward, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back into your high plank and hold here. So really firm up through the back of the heart, engage through that low belly. Deep breath in as you exhale, lower all the way to the back. Inhale, low cobra. Maybe the hands lift, belly is up. Breathe in. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, come up through plank and downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here, in and out. Inhale as you exhale, gaze to the top of the mat, walk, step, or float, forward fold. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, fold, inhale, rise all the way up, press the palms, exhale to the heart. So do that one more time with that low cobra. Inhale up, exhale, dive out. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back, high plank, hold for a few breaths here. Inhale. As you exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, that low cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift the knees. Exhale, downward facing dog through plank. 3 breaths in your down dog. Okay, walk the feet a little bit closer, lifting the hips really high, shaking your head yes and no. Deep breath in as you exhale, gaze to the top of the mat, walk, step, or float, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to add on here, we're going to some of our standing postures, and we're going to hold each for 5 breaths, really finding that peace, that serenity, and that connection, balancing those doshas. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, dive out. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back into your high plank. Now you can lower onto the knees for your chaturanga. Come to the tops of the feet, deep breath in. Exhale, lower part way. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Deep breath in and exhale, your downward facing dog. Inhale, and as you exhale, just step your right foot forward. Seal off that back foot. We're rising up for warrior 1. So squaring your hips, ribs, and shoulders, really press that back heel. Hands can be at the heart if your neck and shoulders are feeling a little tight today. We'll bring the arms up, pinkies rotate in, shoulders away from the ears. Deep breath. 1 more inhale, find length. Exhale, open out warrior 2. So now both thighs outwardly rotate. Sink as deep as you can in that front knee. Relax the shoulders. Gaze over your front middle finger. Inhale, flip that front palm, reverse your warrior to peaceful. So this hand is gently on the back leg, or you come to a half bind. Inhale, straighten through that front leg. As you exhale, keep that length and come into your triangle pose. 5 breaths, inhale. Exhale. So you can gaze up, straight ahead, or down. Now you can stay here, make your way into your half moon. So hand comes to the waist, you hop up, stacking hips, ribs, and shoulders. Half moon. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, plant your opposite hand down, flex that back foot, square the hips, and this hand can come to low back, or you can lift it up for revolved half moon. Belly is in. Now keep this same idea as you lower that back foot and rising up into your high crescent twist. So you're twisting from the belly, sinking deep in that front knee, pressing through that back thigh. 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, high crescent lunge. Relax the shoulders again. If your shoulders are feeling a little tight today, hands can come to the heart. But if your hands are at the heart, really press the palms together so you're activating your pec muscles, your chest muscles. 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more breath in. And as you exhale, plant the hands, go or flow, downward facing dog. So you can lower part way, chaturanga. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Take a breath in. As you exhale, step your left foot forward, seal off the back foot, and then rising up, warrior 1. So same thing on that opposite side. Now just notice the sides. If you feel a little tighter on one side than the other, you can just step that foot forward. This knee is going to stay over that front ankle, so sink the hips, squaring, relax the tailbone. We have 2 more breaths in our warrior 1. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and out. Inhale, find length. Exhale, open out warrior 2. So now we're opening up outwardly rotating through the thighs, still sinking deep. And this back foot is really pressing toward the back of the mat. So we're not leaning too far forward or too far back. Our shoulders are right under our hips. Inhale, flip that front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. So this hand rests gently, or you can find a half bind, really whatever works for you. Same thing with your gaze. You can gaze up, you can gaze down. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Keep that length. Hip just popped. Open out for your triangle pose. So you're really using your core here to keep yourself upright. This hand can rest on that leg, but be very light. Think about your half moon. Hand comes to the waist, gaze down, hopping forward. Place that hand down, lift it up. Flex that back foot, belly's in. And think about your revolved half moon. Take a breath in. As you exhale, square the hips, flex that back foot. So now your right hand is to the ground, left hand can come to the low back, or it lifts up. Belly is in and up. We're going to keep this shape for 2 more breaths. And then whenever you're ready, inhale. As you exhale, step that leg back, rising up your revolved high crescent lunge. Sinking the hips. Press through that back thigh, relax the shoulders. As you inhale, coming up, high crescent lunge. So the arms are lifted, pinkies rotate in, shoulders relax, or again, the hands can come to the heart. Really be active through this prayer, pressing through the palms. 1 more breath in. And exhale, plant the hands, go or flow, downward facing dog. Nice and slow. Lift it up, and downward facing dog. And from your down dog, we're going to come to our knees. Bring your feet together, knees wide. Sit back into a child's pose. Moving into our dolphin pose, so we're going to be on our forearms. Forearms are shoulder width distance. We press the palms into the mat. Shoulders, our elbows are going to be right underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes and lift the hips. Walk the feet in. So dolphin pose, it's kind of like downward facing dog, but really strengthening through the shoulders. Deep breath. Exhale, 1 more. And out. So we're going to walk back to our forearm plank, lower down onto the belly, and then just lift the heart for Sphinx pose. So you're really active through the palms. Feel like you're pushing or pulling your palms back, lifting up through the chest. Inhale. And then exhale, we're going to lower down, tuck the toes, lifting up, downward facing dog. Now we're coming into pigeon, so take your left leg and bring it forward. So really flexing through that left foot. The front of the leg is parallel or parallel-ish to the front of the mat. Straighten through that back leg and then place that back knee and that back foot onto the ground. Inhale, lift tall, and exhale, walk forward in and out. You can come down onto the forearms, relaxing your head. So with our dosha balancing flow, what we're trying to accomplish is sattva vijaya, which is a victory of a balanced state of mind. So you don't have to know the Sanskrit or even care about the Sanskrit, but just think of that idea of a balanced state of mind. And that can be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Just notice how you're taking care of those areas of your life. Then as you inhale, we're going to walk up and take this back leg, swing it over that left knee. Hug that right knee in. Right hand comes behind. Inhale, sit up tall, and then exhale, twist around. 1 more breath in. And exhale, go or flow, downward facing dog. So you can take another vinyasa. Deep breath in, exhale, pigeon on the other side. So take your time to set this up. I like to tuck the back toes and really straighten through that back leg, square off the hips and place that knee and foot down. Now my hip is touching, but if your hip is really far up, you can always place a block or a pillow underneath that hip. So inhale, find that length, exhale, Walk forward any amount. You come to the hands, you come to the forearms. And then just breathing here, those elements of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So releasing, moving, reducing anxiety and stress, coming to an equilibrium throughout the whole body. Take 2 more deep breaths. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall and then swing this back leg up and around. Hugging that left knee in, left hand comes behind. Inhale, sit up, exhale, twist. On your next inhale, come back through center. We're just going to make our way onto our backs in a constructive rest. So your feet are going to be mat's width distance. Your knees fall together. Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, and close your eyes. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Finding relaxation and calm. Feeling balanced through front and back body. Balance through left and right, sun and moon. Balanced in mind, balanced in your heart. And you can feel free to stay here or hug your knees into your chest, rolling around that sacrum, getting a nice massage. Whenever you're ready, roll over onto one side and then come to a comfortable seated position. Bring hands to heart center. We'll close with 3 deep breaths. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale. The light in me sees the light in each of you. Namaste.